My Schecter E1 Apocalypse Red Rain that I reviewed on the channel a little while ago is literally one of the best guitars I've ever played. It plays so well, it looks awesome, and it sounds killer too, and the build quality is phenomenal. Can my brand new Schecter E1 SLS Elite reach the same heights when it comes to the sound, the playability, and the overall quality? Let's find out. And let's start right away with a heavy demo with this guitar on the bridge pickup through my brand new Soldano SLO 30. Let's take a listen. Wow, that sounded absolutely awesome. So that was this guitar, obviously tuned to drop C through the overdrive channel of my brand new Soldano SLO 30 amplifier. It's a killer amp, and I figured this would be a great opportunity to try the amplifier out on my channel for the first time. And it does not disappoint. It sounded absolutely wonderful. The amp was being fed through my usual RedSeven Amplification Amp Central reactive load and then into an OwnHammer Rockbox IR, the V30 MV2001A speaker option to be precise on the modern 3 mic mix. And ML drums by ML Sound Lab were used for all the drums as per usual as well. So as I said, some months ago I got another Schecter E1, the Apocalypse in Red Rain, and that's just a phenomenal guitar. It plays so well, it sounds so good, the construction is amazing, and yeah, it honestly is one of the best guitars I've ever owned. And I was so impressed with that guitar that I basically wanted another E1, but not the exact same one. This E1 SLS Elite is basically one step above the Apocalypse when it comes to the feature set and the specs. So this was an obvious choice for me, and everything about the guitar is basically very appealing. And by the way, this video is not sponsored by Schecter. I purchased this guitar myself at Thomann. So let's take a look at the specs and features that this instrument has to offer. Now the body is the E style, which is basically Schecter's modern take on the classic Gibson Explorer, but with some tweaks here and there to make it their own, including the cutout over here as well, a belly cut on the back, and a different headstock. And needless to say, I like the E1 body shape a lot. I think it's awesome. Now what makes this particular model so cool is the neck-through design, and I love neck-through guitars. And this guitar has swamp ash body wings, the same as my Apocalypse, and it's just a very resonant and vibrant sounding guitar. I love it. You know, when you play it acoustically as well, it just sounds very loud and musical. And I say this in all my guitar reviews, but that's just a very important trait of a guitar. Now, the back of the guitar obviously is satin and very beautiful and natural looking, and I love this a lot. And the neck is a 7-piece neck with maple, padauk, and walnut. And there are also carbon fiber reinforcement rods in the neck for added stability. And yeah, I mean, the back of this guitar is just absolutely gorgeous, wouldn't you agree? Then we have an ebony fretboard, a beautiful fretboard with abalone inlays, offset inlays, and abalone dots on the side here as well. And this guitar has a 25.5-inch scale, which is a great scale length for lower tunings. And I have it tuned to drop C, and that works really well on this guitar with a set of 11s by Elixir, by the way, my favorite string brand. And on the neck, we've got 24 extra jumbo stainless steel frets, and the neck has a 12 to 16 compound radius, so that's also quite cool. And the neck shape is the ultra thin C shape, and it's so comfortable to play. It's super fast, it feels great in the hand, and yeah, it's just a joy to play. It's just so smooth with the satin finish and so fast with the whole shape of the body, and also with the neck joint over here because of the neck through design. There's a very great access for the upper frets. The quality of the frets is great too. They are shiny and very well leveled, so I got the action very nice and low without any fret buzz, so that's wonderful as well. So again, this guitar is a joy to play. The guitar is equipped with an Ernie Ball compensated nut over here, which is quite a unique feature, I'd say. I was a little bit wary of this feature because I did own another Schecter some years ago with this same feature, and I had some intonation issues with that particular guitar. But luckily with this guitar, the intonation is perfect and flawless. So yeah, no issues there. The top of this guitar is made out of flamed maple with this beautiful black fade burst finish on the body, as well as on the headstock. And of course, adjusting the truss rod is not done over here, but over here, which is also a cool feature. It makes it very easy to adjust the truss rod. And then we also have ivory 1-ply binding on the sides here to sort of make it look a little bit more professional and classy. So yeah, in terms of the looks, I think that this is a beautiful and quite unique looking guitar. I mean, the front is amazing looking, but the back as well. I absolutely love it. In terms of the electronics, we've got two Fishman Fluence modern pickups over here, the ceramic in the bridge and the Alnico in the neck. And I must say that I like this pickup combination a lot. The bridge pickup obviously is great for rock and metal, and the neck pickup is great for clean tones. And the fact that you can change the voicings for each pickup adds a lot of versatility as well, as you heard in the intro track. So the active voicing, which is voice 1, sounds very tight and aggressive. And then the passive voicing, which you can access by pulling up the pot, makes it more fat and more dynamic, like a passive pickup. So that's quite a versatile feature set. I have these pickups in a couple of my guitars and they work really well. Now let's try some clean tones with the neck pickup, again switching between the two voicings. And I'm going to use the same setup, so the Soldano SLO 30, this time on the clean channel with the bright switch on, the same load box, the same IRs. And this time I'm going to put a reverb pedal in the loop, the Walrus Audio Fundamentals reverb pedal to be precise, for some nice ambience. Quick note on the demo, the sound of the neck pickup on the second voicing, so the passive voicing, will be raised a decibel or two just to compensate because those levels are a bit more quiet than voice 1, so the active voicing, just so you know. Let's go ahead and check it out right now. Very nice. Love those clean tones. So the Fishman Fluence Modern Alnico in the neck is one of my favorite pickups for clean tones. Indeed, I love how that sounds. Now the bridge on this guitar is a Tone Pros T3BT Tunomatic and T1Z tilt piece. I like how all the hardware on this guitar is black. It makes it look a bit more stealthy. Love it. So everything about this guitar is basically amazing. The sound, the playability, the looks, and the overall QC as well. I'm basically blown away by this guitar and how awesome it is. Now I did have one issue that I do want to point out because it wasn't a very small issue. I did fix it myself, and I did get some help from a fellow YouTuber named Kyle Bull, who had the exact same issue with his Schecter E1 Evil Twin. So what happened was I plugged in the guitar with a heavy tone, and I immediately noticed that the guitar was a bit more noisy than my other Fishman equipped guitars. It was buzzing quite loud, and when I touched the pots, the noise went away, but when I touched the bridge, it did not go away. So I quickly concluded that the bridge was not grounded, okay? So what I had to do was take off the bridge, take off the tail piece, remove the post and the stud, and then I noticed that the ground wire, which is coming from the cavity into a little hole with the post here, was broken off. So it did not make contact with the post at all. So I had to pull the wire through and make sure that when I put the post back in, that it made contact. Luckily, I fixed it within an hour, but it did make me sweat a little bit. So it's not ideal. I mean, I fixed it myself, but it would be a shame if someone had to send this excellent guitar back for an issue like that. They could have checked in the factory just to check if everything was working. Anyway, other than that, it's an amazing guitar for sure. I'm in love with this guitar. Is it as amazing as my E1 Apocalypse Red Rain? I don't know. It feels different to play. It looks different and it sounds different too. That guitar is just amazing. There's something really special about that guitar. But this one also is amazing, and yeah, it's probably also one of my favorite guitars now. Aside from the little issue that I had, it's a really well-built guitar, plays amazing, sounds amazing, but I'm repeating myself here. I love it, okay? So it's definitely a keeper, the Schecter E1 SLS Elite. Oh yeah! That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like and subscribe down below, as that really helps the channel out, and let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this guitar. You can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook and Instagram, by the way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hope to see you soon. Cheers!